Julia hummed softly as she set the breakfast table, the scent of freshly brewed coffee filling the air. The morning sun streamed through the kitchen window, casting golden hues across the neatly arranged plates. It was just another normal day, or so she thought. Her husband Minjun stepped into the kitchen, adjusting the cuffs of his navy blue suit. His dark hair was still slightly damp from his shower, and his wristwatch gleamed under the light. "You're up early," he said with a small smile, slipping an arm around her waist. Julia leaned into his embrace. "I had to make sure you eat before heading out. You work too much." Minjun chuckled, pressing a soft kiss to her forehead. "One last meeting today, then I'm all yours this weekend. I promise." She rolled her eyes playfully, handing him his coffee. "I'll believe it when I see it." Minjun smirked, taking a sip. "I'll make it up to you." Julia watched as he grabbed his briefcase and headed toward the door. Something inside her made her pause. "Minjun," she called. He turned, raising an eyebrow. "Be safe, okay?" His gaze softened. "Always." And with that, he stepped out. Julia had no idea it would be the last time she saw him. By noon, she expected a text from Minjun. He always messaged her when he arrived at work or before an important meeting. But today there was nothing. She sent him a message. "Julia, hey, how's your meeting going?" No response. An hour passed. Then 2. Still nothing. By evening, Julia paced the living room, her phone clutched in her hands. Dinner sat untouched on the table, growing cold. She dialed his number for the 3rd time. Straight to voicemail. Her stomach twisted with unease. Minjun was never this unresponsive. Something was wrong. By nightfall, Julia was in full-blown panic mode. She called his office. His colleagues hadn't seen him since morning. She checked with his assistant. He never showed up for his meeting. Her fingers trembled as she called the police, her voice barely steady. "My husband is missing," she told them. "He left for work this morning and never came back." The officer on the other end asked routine questions. His schedule, his last known location, whether they had argued recently. "We didn't fight," Julia whispered. "He just disappeared." The officer promised to investigate,